Hanna-Barbera Snuffleupagus is coming back as a gay playwright. 3 comic series now have LGBT characters as their superhero leads. Legend of Korra is coming back as a comic, and Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt is coming back in May. More on this in a second here at Queer Fudanshi. Welcome to Queer Fudanshi, where I share LGBTQ and BL Media through news, reviews, and good conversation. My name is Devin Jackson Randall, and today is Friday, which means it's time for the weekly update, where I share LGBTQ and BL Media news through anything like casting announcements to new comics coming out, new BL games that are being kickstarted, or anything else. So let's get started. First, do you remember Hanna-Barbera? They were the animation company that was in charge of many different childhood favorites such as Scooby-Doo or the Smurfs. Well, Snuffleupagus, who was also a part of that, is getting a reboot. DC Comics has gotten charge of the property and are going to make him into a more serious topic. If you guys don't remember, Snuffleupagus was a side character for a bunch of different animation shows such as Yogi Bear, and DC has decided to update it so that he is now a very serious character, living in the theater world of the 1950s, and he is a gay playwright. He is trying to fight the House Committee on Un-American Activities and things like that. It's very serious, but interesting, I guess. We'll see. Next, Batwoman returns. If you guys don't know, Batwoman was a member of the Bat family, Batman, Robins, the Batgirl, and all that. And she was the first leading LGBT woman on comics for DC. And then, of course, now that DC has rebooted itself for like the second time in a decade or two, they have now started rebooting Batwoman. They have the Batwoman Rebirth series going on right now. Number 1 is out already, which you can get for $2.99. I'll have a link in the description below. This is really just kind of to pick up where it left now that they're rebooting this. In addition, they're trying to let new readers know what's happening. So if you guys have not checked out Batwoman before, you can pick up this new comic and be informed with all the stuff you need to know. So go check that out if you want. Next, The Legend of Korra is back. If you guys don't know what The Legend of Korra is, I'm deeply sad for you. I grew up on The Last Airbender, Avatar The Last Airbender, and then I watched The Legend of Korra when I was in college, end of high school, and then early to mid-college. So I've known this stuff for a while. Anyway, The Last Airbender is about a world where people can bend elements, right? And then there, of course, was one person in that entire world who can do all that, who can bend all 4 of the elements: air, water, earth, fire, all that. And then, of course, that 10-year-old boy had to save the world with this group of friends who were all kids as well. Well, adding on to that, there was a sequel series called Legend of Korra, which was 50 years or so later with a new avatar and a new group of friends saving the world from new threats. And at the end, total spoilers by the way, total absolute spoilers, if you have not checked out Legend of Korra, why haven't you? It's on Amazon Prime right now, so if you have Amazon Prime, you probably have access to this show. Go check it out, or buy the DVDs. But anyway, skip ahead if you guys do not want to hear the spoiler. I have second times, as always, in the video description down below. Alright? You gone? You good? So, Legend of Korra ended the very end, the very last scene, with confirmation that she was dating her friend Asami. Well, this sequel series is now a comic book series that they are going to release called Legend of Korra Turf War, and is actually the aftermath, the direct aftermath of what happened in the series. So Korra and Asami are off adventuring in the spirit world and trying to kind of find a balance for the spirit world and the human world after the aftermath of what happened in the last battle and all that. So if you guys are interested in seeing Korra Asami just having lovely vacation and adventures, then go check out this comic. It'll come out in June. I'll be reading it. Will you? Next, The Real O'Neills is having more drama behind the scenes. If you guys don't know, The Real O'Neills is a TV show here in America. It's a comedy about an Irish Catholic American family that falls apart but still loves each other anyway. The parents are getting a divorce, the eldest son is anorexic, the middle son is gay, and the youngest daughter is a con artist. But they all learn to love each other in their new identities, and they stick together as a slightly dysfunctional family. And so this comedy is usually great. It's usually comedy gold. It's very inclusive, but it's actually in this second season finding a lot of controversy for some of the jokes and situations that they presented. Like, for instance, I had a whole situation earlier on in the season when they actually had the character dress up as Beyonce for Halloween. I have to talk mostly about episode 3, which... blackface. You know what? Yes, that's fine. You know, a white person or just anybody outside of the race of their costume can dress up as somebody else, as a different celebrity of a different race. That's cool, that's fine. But when you have a history of African American people being portrayed in certain stereotypes and ways when people are wearing blackface, you know, it's just not a simple situation. So I wish they had at least had a conversation. But anyway, that's not what this is about. So apparently the Grey's Anatomy, or used to be Grey's Anatomy star, Sara Ramirez, which, by the way, I want to talk about Grey's Anatomy at some point. I'm thinking next week. But anyway, Sara Ramirez, who came out as bisexual last October. In addition to that, she played a bisexual character for 10 years. Grey's Anatomy is a very long show. But anyway, she played this character, and then seeing the January 17th episode of The Real O'Neals, apparently the character Kenny, the actual gay character, made a comment about bisexual people, saying that it's like having webbed toes or money problems. So, of course, people took offense to this. So Sara Ramirez took to Twitter and said, "Dear ABC Network and The Real O'Neals, own it, address it, clarify it, empower our queer, bisexual youth and community with accurate, positive reflections. As someone who worked for them for 10 plus years, am truly disheartened and disappointed, quite frankly. I will invest my brand where I'm respected." Liz Owen, the Director of Communications, says, "We are so focused on the family acceptance portion of the episode that we clearly completely missed the joke. We were really proud on partnering on the episode. It blew by as a team looking for acceptance from his family. In hindsight, we should have caught it and we blew it. We should have been better and we will definitely do better next time." The show is trying to be inclusive to all people, but at the same time, it is making a lot of mistakes on the journey. One way that I like to think of it, or one way that I am thinking of it, is sort of like the hashtag #OscarsSoWhite. The second one, remember, where Chris Rock hosted and he was talking a lot about like diversity, guys, diversity, but at the same time he was making fun of Asian people, right? I'm kind of seeing it in that way of like, oh, be inclusive to my people, but I don't really care about anybody else, right? So, I don't know. I still love The Real O'Neals. I really enjoyed it, though I am behind, but I am noticing a few mistakes going here and there. Next, we have some new LGBT/queer characters that are about to grace our comic pages. For instance, first, there is this character who is unnamed right now, but we know that she is a 250-pound black trans woman who was also once an NFL player. We don't know anything else about it right now other than the fact that it's going to be written for Aspen Comics. And in addition to that, the X-Men writer Scott Lobdell is going to be writing this story. I'm interested in checking this out, or at least seeing what will happen with this character when it comes out. Also, we have America Chavez here, who is getting a lot of attention for her new America series. And this Miss America is actually a character who has been around for a little bit. She has been a part of the Young Avengers for one point. She is a character who has super strength, super speed, super durability, flight, and the ability to go to different realities. She uses star portals to hop through realities. And because of that, she's been in a bunch of different comics. So this is a character that's getting a lot of attention, and that's kind of interesting, and I'm interested in checking it out. Lastly, I have a few release dates or just trailers for you guys for TV shows and movies. First, there is Beach Rats, which got attention at Sundance. Not as much as Call Me As You Are, but it did get a lot of attention still. And Beach Rats is about a young teenage boy who's kind of conflicted by his identity and acts out because of that. He lives in a home where his father is dying. He tries to get out of that home by spending time with his friends who are hyper masculine, and then on top of that, he is gay and kind of dealing with that, so he's having a bunch of anonymous sex with men in random places, and he's kind of just being pushed and pulled by all those different identities, realities, and situations. So this is very much kind of like a drama that's kind of trying to be introspective and raw and real about sex, identity, and gay life. The distribution company Neon has picked up the film, but they haven't released an actual date for the film yet. All we know is that it'll be out on fall 2017. If you guys want to check out the trailer, I'll have it in the link below. Lastly, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt is coming back. If you guys don't know, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt is a comedy that is on Netflix. It is about, how do you explain the show? Okay, it is about a mole woman. It is about a girl who was kidnapped when she was younger and then forced to be a part of an underground cult, and then she was finally saved, and then she moves to New York trying to regain her life. She finds a roommate, Titus Andromedon, who's wonderful. It is about her getting a job and all that, dating, all that and more. It's very weird and quirky comedy that I really enjoy, and I think if you guys have not checked it out, you should. Once again, it is on Netflix, and season 3 is now coming out May 19th. And you can check it out on Netflix when that does. And that is it for this weekly update. Make sure to let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about any of these news stories. In addition, make sure to like this video if you liked it, share it with your friends, and to subscribe if you haven't already. Queer Fudanshi strives to share LGBTQ and BL Media through news, reviews, and good conversation. So let's get talking. Bye. I'm in the middle of editing this video right at the very end, and it took me this entire time to realize I was saying Snuffleupagus instead of Snagglepuss this entire time.